freedom,
family,
world unity.
All these things and more will be discussed on this podcast.
Real stories, real people, real debates. On this podcast, we like to express our freedoms and talk about anything and everything goes.
Like freedom, family is important to us, and anybody that is listening, watching, or coming on the show as a guest star are all considered part of the greatest family to ever bless the solar system, the human race. No matter who you are, where you come from, you will always have a voice here on this podcast.
We like to flex our First Amendment, where all speeches and opinions are accepted for the right of freedom of speech. We have a saying we like to live by. Live life with eyes wide open. Being open-minded leads to true understanding of the world as it really is. Please, come, join us, and enjoy this experience as we embark on this journey of truth as we dismantle the subjective truth. I'm your host, Nick.
And I'm your co-host, Victoria.
And you're experiencing Heye Consciousness.
Disclaimer. Any and all information on topics presented are to the best of all who is present in each episode's knowledge. The goal of this podcast is to bring people together and set the example we all wish to see in our everyday lives. Whether it's home life, education, politics, history, business, etc., any and all subjects can and will be talked and peacefully debated about on this podcast. On debate episodes, there will be a set rules of debate that hosts and guests alike must follow. We ask that you, the audience, like we ask of our guests, in the comments to please try to keep the language as clean as possible. We are a podcast for entertainment as well as educational purposes. Here, we are all equal no matter what race, age, or gender. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Welcome back, y'all.
To another episode of
Heye Consciousness.
I'm your host, Nick.
I'm your co-host, Victoria.
I'm the editor, Tyler.
And we are
Heye Consciousness.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode. Today's episode is going to be some more America fun facts.
Woo!
We're going to be going over two segments called Can Anyone Be President? And 10 quotations that embody the American spirit. And who's going to start us off today is our lovely host, Nicholas.
Yep. So we all pretty much can know what the answer is to is can anyone be president?
Yeah, pretty much.
But for more in-depthness of it, I also start off with our little fun facts. Can anyone run for president? Pretty much. To qualify for the U.S. House of Representatives, you must be at least 25 years old. Let's be 25 years old.
Wait, you can run for president at 25?
No. A House of Representatives.
Oh. The House of Representatives.
Yes, the House of Representatives. So that's where you started off your whole political career. You'd be a representative of your community or of state.
Oh, I was gonna run.
And that's one qualification.
You should.
The other qualification is a U.S. citizen for at least 7 years, and a resident of the state you're hoping to represent. To run for senator, which is the House and the Senate, to be in the Senate, you must be at least 30 years old, a U.S. citizen for at least 9 years, and a resident of the state that elects you. That is, you can't run for senator of Nebraska while living in Alaska, for example.
So, technically, Elon Musk could run for Congress if he wanted to.
Yes, but he will have to be, because depending where he lives at, that's what to be the state that he'll be representing as, because you can't. He has operations in Texas and a house in Texas, but if he has his actual address in California or something like that, then he'll have to be represented for California, not in Texas.
Well, yeah, fair enough.
Technically, you can campaign for and even for elected to either the Senate or the House of Representatives without meeting the age and citizenship requirements as long as you reach the targets before being sworn in. And now you might ask what the qualifications are. The qualifications for presidents are much stricter. You must be at least 35 years old. You must have lived in the United States for at least 14 years. And you must be a natural-born citizen of the United States. The phrasing of the last qualifications has never been interpreted by the Supreme Court. A naturalized citizen could become a senator or representative, but never president. In a worst-case scenario in which a naturalized member of Congress or cabinet member, such as Heye Conciousness or Madeleine Albright, was next in line to become president, that person would be ineligible. Like, for example, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he can run for the House and Senate, but he wasn't naturally born in the United States, so therefore he cannot run for president. Elon Musk, too, because he was born in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Could you imagine, though, if Arnold Schwarzenegger was the president, and then at the end of his first 4 terms, he's like, I'll be back.
I'll be back. I would love it. I would love this. Like, man, it kind of sucks that Arnold Schwarzenegger would never be able to be president, but it's an awesome thought if it was.
But you also realize that he did kind of run for president for the state of California. He was a governor.
He wasn't president of the state of California.
That's what a governor is, though. Technically the president of that state. He's the one that signs in laws that the state's House Representatives and Senate is. So I guess in actuality is that, do we think Arnold Schwarzenegger would be a good choice for the American people?
Only for that quote.
Maybe.
I'll be back.
God.
I don't care what he does in his first 4 terms. I just don't care what he says.
I care about what he does in his first 4 terms because the first 4 years of that term because
his first 4 terms.
That's it.
His first 4 years, not his first.
Already he's changed stuff up in those first terms. I have changed the words of definition for terms. Terms will now be 4 years and after so 4 terms. Because that's for the quote being, I'll be back 4 times.
I'll be back.
Like the Terminator movies.
Everybody gets a chopper.
Everybody gets a chopper!
We're all going to be predators at that point. But now we shall hop on over to Victoria reading.
Oh, actually.
Oh.
Our lovely editor Tyler is the one that is going to be reading the first 10 of the quotes. Wait.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
First 5 of the 10 quotes that embody the American spirit is what
the
my
first
co-host.
5/10 of the quotes.
Yes, thank you, Tyler. Tyler
today,
the editor.
I guess my brain's just not awake today, bro.
No, we're not. But you know it's okay.
I didn't have enough coffee this morning. I only have my 1 cup. I usually have 2.
I have 2. I'm pretty awake.
I've had 1.5.
I'm slacking.
I need 7.
7? Your heart loves you, you know.
But it's cocaine in a glass cup, though.
I mean, pretty much.
That's Monster.
No.
No, Monster is cocaine in a can.
And essentially, that's Red Bull.
Yeah.
Tyrone taught us that.
Tyrone Biggums. But
cocaine in a can, baby.
cocaine in a can, baby. I'm sorry. Tyler, please move on with our segment, dear.
Because nothing screams American spirit than crack.
10 quotations that embody the American spirit. Although historians have questioned the accuracy of several of these quotations, they endure because they succinctly express some uniquely American ideals.
Mm.
The buck stops here. Harry S. Truman was a humble haberdasher
Yeah.
from Missouri who became vice president and inherited the highest office in the land after President Franklin Roosevelt died in office in 1945.
Mm.
A friend presented the new president with a sign emblazoned with these words, which Truman proudly displayed on his desk and referred to in speeches. It was his way of saying that blame and responsibility for big decisions always fall to the president.
Mm-hmm. That's
You're
true.
here.
Give me liberty or give me death. These famous words ascribed to Virginian orator Patrick Henry became emblematic of the American position at the start of the Revolutionary War.
Mm-hmm.
If Henry did utter them and the exact content of his speech is debated to this day, they would have been spoken during the speech to the House of Burgess in Richmond. about a month before the first shots were fired at Lexington and Concord. A house divided against itself cannot stand. Originally from the New Testament, these words might appear to describe the Civil War. They were in fact spoken by Abraham Lincoln in 1858, 2 years before he was elected president, in one of his most famous speeches, given during an unsuccessful bid for a Senate seat. Lincoln presently warned that the issue of slavery would lead to national disharmony and could threaten to tear the states apart.
Yes.
Yeah. And it
Speak,
did.
speak softly and carry a big stick. Gandalf the Grey. Oh.
Beautiful quote. That's
Beautiful.
American right there.
Theodore Roosevelt first used this phrase while still governor of New York, but its principles, careful negotiation, backed up by military might, embodied his as well as many other presidencies well into the Cold War era. Roosevelt, who ascended to the presidency after the assassination of William McKinley, was often depicted in political cartoons wielding a club.
Big club.
I have a dream. In the summer of 1963, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. gave his most famous speech in front of Lincoln Memorial. He explained the desire for civil rights of all African Americans, drawing inspiration from the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Gettysburg Address. Though nobody knows the exact address for Gettysburg, Google still says to this day that it's located at about...
At about ...
Though King wrote the speech ahead of time, he improvised its most famous words on the spot.
Wow. I Have a Dream was improv.
Yes.
That's awesome. Thank you, Tyler. That was lovely.
It was.
And now I'm going to read 6 through 10. And after that, that'll be the end. And yes, I just did that. Number 6. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
John F. Kennedy.
Yup. John F. Kennedy uttered these words during his inauguration speech in 1961. The youngest president to be elected to the White House exhorted a nation of citizens, young and old, to patriotic service. Number 7. Go west, young man. This phrase has long been attributed to Horace Greeley, a 19th century New York newspaper editor. Though the phrase's origins are still debated, it expresses the notion of manifest destiny, the idea that the United States was destined to be settled from coast to coast by young Americans in search of opportunity, which actually the secret destiny of America enlightens us a little more on the finer details of that.
But you know what else, too? You know what else? They were all trying to go get that gold.
Well, yeah, that too. The California Gold Rush and, Levi jeans and all that other stuff.
I'd have gone for the jeans.
Yeah. Levi Strauss is the one that made, the true denim jeans.
I'll go for the internet.
The whole history of them. I worked for a Levi store before I learned the whole history. And I got a free shirt and pants.
Nice.
Of my choice.
Nice.
Out of all the clothing stores that I have worked at, I have never not once, except for the employee shirt, I never got any free outfits.
Oh, Levi's gives you free clothes.
That's Levi's.
One free outfit per employee, per life. So if I worked for them again, I would never be able to get another free outfit.
It's only a one-time deal.
Yeah.
Well, still, to get a whole free fit, bro?
I'll still go out.
I'm jealous.
I'll go out west for the internet.
Paint me green with envy. I'm jealous. Because I love Levi jeans. They're the only jeans that freaking fit me right.
How the West was 101000101.
I hear you, Bender.
I hear you. I was about to say.
I hear you, Bender. You gonna go back in time?
Or forward.
That's actually a new Futurama episode I was quoting.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But he doesn't go back in time to that episode. They just go to the Old West.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
to mine for Bitcoin.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that episode.
Back in time, because he was like, yes, I have found the binary code to go back in time and break time travel.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was.
That was season 4 or 5, but that wasn't this Old West episode we're talking about where they mined Bitcoin. That was when he stole the Statue of Liberty.
I'm pretty sure.
That was still the same episode.
No,
I'm pretty sure that's still him going back in time to the Old West to get 9 Bitcoin.
No. They went to the Old West, and the Old West was 100101. It's one of the newest episodes on Hulu from last season. Season either 12 or 13, maybe
15. 11. No, it's 12. That's season 12.
Well, we will have to conduct this, debate later and see who was right. And when we come back on Thursday, we will let you guys know about who was right. Because I'm sitting here like I'm trying to remember, but my memory is so poor, it does not compute.
Well, the question
so
is,
I can't even be the third person to,
it's
be
in the
like...
context of Tyler's answer. They used the code to go back to the Wild West. What do we know as the Wild West? Back in time.
No, there's literally just the Old West.
There is a whole, like, Old West planet or, like, side of, like, area where, like, all the robots live there, and it's just the Old West there all the time. He is
Bitcoin.
right on that one.
And they just mine Bitcoin all day.
Yeah.
And they definitely didn't get there back in time. They literally did, like, a journey to, like a Oregon Trail type of journey there with the being pulled by actual horses or something like that, or some type of alien horses or something.
I have a feeling.
With Planet Express.
I have a feeling that
set up like a wagon.
I have a feeling that we're both right. I have a feeling it's one of those kinds of what answers.
The alien one, the one where he goes back in time, there was these weird pink alien things that looked like giant dicks. Kind of. That were manipulating Bender into going back in time to steal things for them.
I remember that.
That's when he uses the 100.
But, anyways, I'm going to continue with the segment. We got 3 more. Number 8. A penny saved is a penny earned. Ben Franklin actually wrote, "A penny saved is 2 pence dear." Either way, his maximum on frugality speaks to the core of the American dream. If you work hard and are frugal, you can amass a fortune. Number 9. Well-behaved women seldom make history. Well, I mean, look at Rosa Parks. Look at, Rosie the Riveter, Harriet Tubman. People like that.
And Jemima.
And Jemima making her own syrup. This witty line was penned by Harvard historian Louise Thatcher Ulrich in her first academic article as a young graduate student in 1976. Though she was referring to the lives of Puritan women, the sentence caught on and became a rallying cry for the women's movement. It appeared on t-shirts, coffee mugs, and bumper stickers throughout the country. In 2007, Ulrich published a book about women in history that uses her now famous sentence as the title. And number 10, last but not least, I have not yet begun to fight. U.S. Naval
This isn't
Captain...
even my final form.
What? Why does his name gotta be John Jones? At least John Paul Jones, but still, why's it gotta be John Jones?
We all love John Jones. He's American.
I know, and he did the Trump dance, and it was cute, but me personally, I don't like John Bones Jones, even though that moment with Donald Trump was wholesome, but... I don't like the man. I still think that the DC Cormier fight years ago was rigged, and he was the one that rigged it because he was snorting the booger sugar right before the fight, and that's cheating! He's a cheater! Anyway, this U.S. Naval Captain is not the same John Bones Jones, but...
What? You can't stop the orchestra.
Don't worry, I'll make sure I get the SpongeBob little violin from SpongeBob. I'll get a little gif of that and put it between your fingers, if I can.
Anyway, U.S. Naval Captain John Paul Jones, a short but scrappy Scotsman. Oh, he's a Scotsman! I like him already. Because I'm 39% Scottish. I'm like damn near half Scottish. How? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He uttered these words during a brutal sea battle against a British frigate during the Revolutionary War. Though his ship, the Bonhomme Richard, was burning and taking on water, Jones stubbornly refused to surrender. Luckily, the battle turned and the Brits surrendered to Jones shortly thereafter. His words embody both American stubbornness and bravery, and the willingness to fight for and the idealist refusal to give up on what you believe in.
Mm-hmm.
And that is it for our little fun facts for today. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember to like and subscribe and to share, because that helps us get through the algorithm. And if you want to stick around and stay tuned for more, well, Thursday's episode is in it for you. That will be Thanksgiving Food Part 2. Any last comments, boys?
I was going to say something, but I can't. So I'll save it for another event episode that's uncensored.
Fair enough.
I mean...
But it's Thanksgiving related.
How about...
We might have to do a Thanksgiving Part 3 uncensored.
Alucard inspired.
Alucard? Ooh, we definitely got to do it.
Uh-huh.
I love Alucard. Wait, which Alucard? Castlevania or Helsing 1? Which one? Helsing. Yes.
But anyway, anywho, that we shall say our goodbye saying with live life.
Remember to live life with
right.
eyes wide
Wide
open.
open.
Thank you, and we'll see you on the next one.
Woo.